Every Roblox player knows these hackers, but very few people actually understand what they were doing or whether they were even real hackers at all. Today, I'm going to tell you the truth about the most notorious hackers in Roblox history. Who among them was a genuine threat, who was just a myth, and who still scares players to this day. Right in front of you are 4 closed cards, each hiding one of the loudest hacker stories in the history of the platform. Let's see who is hiding behind the first card. And that is Tubers93. Imagine causing absolute chaos in the biggest Roblox games, spreading destruction and panic everywhere, and then turning around and doing something completely opposite. From hacking the official Roblox account to giving away free Robux to all players, they are, without a doubt, one of the most powerful hacking groups in Roblox history. And to understand the full story of how and why they did it, we need to start from the very beginning. The Tubers93 account was created on September 22, 2018. Just 2 months later, the group launched their hacking sprees, starting with a game called Little Angels Daycare. They used what is known as a backdoor, a vulnerability that allowed them to seize control of the game's server and run their own scripts, affecting every single player inside. And what they did to that game was shocking. When players entered the game, they were immediately teleported into a twisted version called Little Devil's Daycare. What was once an ordinary daycare was now engulfed in flames, and every few seconds players were hit with terrifying jump scares featuring the image of Jeff the Killer. Considering the game's audience was young children, this was almost certainly a traumatizing experience for many of them. Unfortunately, this was only the beginning. In September 2019, Tubers93 set their sights on the popular game Arsenal. Their exploit caused a fake game pass to appear in the store, labeled Admin and priced at 80 Robux. Many players purchased it, genuinely believing they would receive admin powers in the game. However, as you might expect, it did absolutely nothing. The developers figured out the situation and compensated the deceived players with exclusive skins and effects. But this incident shows just how powerful Tubers93 really were. Most hackers simply cannot inject a fake game pass into a game as massive as Arsenal. However, the next incident is when things truly started to escalate. Around October 2019, Tubers93 turned their attention to the hugely popular game Meep City, created by Alex Neutron. In the years that followed, Meep City would become their primary target, and the chaos they unleashed was completely unprecedented. Just like in their previous attacks, players trying to enter Meep City were instead teleported into a game called Meep City 2. But this time, things took a far more controversial turn. Upon entering the game, players spawned directly on a tile bearing the name of God written in Arabic, which many people rightfully considered deeply disrespectful to Islam. But the most offensive element in the game was a so-called worship tool, playing into a common negative stereotype about Muslims that they were openly mocking. And this was only the beginning of their attacks on Meep City. In a later attack, some players would spawn into the game as Hitler. In another strange moment, players were handed a club upon spawning, which they could use to beat the game's creator, Alex Neutron, who was tied to a lamppost. But the most terrifying part of that attack was how difficult it was to actually leave the game. No matter what players tried, all the normal exit methods simply brought them right back in, which genuinely frightened many children. Later, Tubers93 returned to Meep City once more, but this time, things escalated even further. They bound the game's creator to a lamppost and forced his character to repeatedly say a racial slur. Many people felt this crossed the line from trolling into something far more disturbing. And I agree with that. Trolling is one thing, but showing open disrespect toward an entire race and religion is a completely different level. However, the most shocking hack of all came in 2021 when they managed to seize control of the official Roblox account itself. They used it to upload several t-shirts and to target some of Roblox's biggest creators. Although their exact motive remains unclear, the sheer fact that they successfully hacked the official Roblox account shows just how powerful they had become. Despite all the negative and frankly outrageous things Tubers93 did, you might be shocked at how much good they actually brought to the Roblox community. Around April 2020, Tubers93 made a surprising turn. Instead of simply hacking and trolling, they decided to do something genuinely positive for the community. They created a game that actually gave players free Robux. It sounds too good to be true, but somehow they pulled it off. Here is how it worked. The game was a straightforward Roblox obby, and when players completed it, they could spin a wheel to win a random amount of Robux. The game attracted enormous attention. YouTubers like Fave and Flamingo covered it and gave it massive visibility. It is important to note Fave's involvement specifically because it connects him to Tubers93, and that connection would have serious consequences later on. In total, the group gave away approximately 100,000 Robux to players, which is simply incredible. Over time, they continued releasing free Robux games every few months, and this earned them a lot of goodwill from the community. A few weeks later, Tubers93 made history in Roblox once again by creating the very first game in the platform's history to feature voice chat. Keep in mind, this was 2020, long before voice chat was even a concept in Roblox. So this was a genuinely massive achievement. When a user entered the game, they were directed to a special external website where they entered a code and recorded their message. That audio was then played back inside the game, enabling real-time voice communication. Fave covered this revolutionary game in one of his videos, once again highlighting the connection between him and Tubers93, as he even communicates directly with one of the game's developers. Naturally, Roblox quickly removed the game since it violated their terms of service, likely due to the potential for abuse with no content filter in place. But in my opinion, it was still a pretty remarkable creation. The last thing Tubers93 did before disappearing forever was arguably their most admirable act of all. Around January 2021, YouTuber Fave faced serious allegations of predatory behavior toward children, and the evidence kept piling up one piece after another. While such behavior is unfortunately not uncommon today, at the time it was a significant shock since these kinds of exposures happened far less frequently. Fave deleted his channel and stopped posting videos after the allegations surfaced. However, despite an overwhelming amount of evidence, Roblox took no action, and that is exactly where Tubers93 stepped in. Despite having a previous connection with Fave, they immediately cut all ties with him the moment they learned of the allegations. And what they did next was genuinely impressive. They hacked Fave's old account and published a game called Tubers Cave. In the game, players spawned at a crime scene where police were searching for Fave. There was also a grave on the map, and beneath it you could see Fave's avatar looking at a picture of Tubers93 on a computer screen saying, "I'm hiding from the feds." Many players found this hilarious, and the group was praised for taking action when Roblox refused to do so. But in 2023, after about a year of complete silence, the group announced to everyone that they were shutting down for good. Opinions in the community were divided. Some saw them as heroes of the Roblox community for all the good they had done. Others saw them as true villains. When asked later why they did what they did, the group simply responded that it was all just for the reaction. Whether you love them or hate them, you cannot deny that they left a lasting legacy in the Roblox community, and they will forever be remembered as one of the greatest hacking groups in the history of the platform. Tubers93 left behind a deeply controversial legacy, from shocking hacks to free Robux and voice chat. But they were far from the first to spread chaos across Roblox. Long before Tubers93 even created their account, there was another hacker. One who laid the foundation for every legend that came after. One whose name still brings a wave of nostalgia to veteran players. Let's move to the second hacker, who became a true icon of Roblox. Behind this card is a player known as Cool Kid. And we are going to break down not just what he did, but how he did it. How this little red figure not only remains relevant even decades after his last appearance, but is actually growing more iconic by the day. Cool Kid was an alternate account of user 007blank7. Between 2014 and 2016, he ran through various games, especially Work at a Pizza Place, Natural Disaster Survival, and Top Roblox Runway Model. He replaced the appearance of the game with his own character through a special cheat menu, all set to his iconic song, and everywhere he went, he asked players to join his group and embrace his chaos. There was debate over whether Cool Kid was using server-side cheats that affected all players, or client-side cheats that are normally only visible to the cheater themselves. You might think his cheats were changing the game for everyone, but top Roblox had a security system that checked whether changes in the game were legitimate or fake from a cheater. If the game's developer had not enabled that protection, which many did not back then, any changes the cheater made on their own computer were automatically mirrored to all other players. The cheater changed something on their end, and everyone else saw it. If the protection had been enabled, Cool Kid's cheats most likely would not have worked. So essentially, one theory is that he used client-side cheats in games without protection, and they automatically showed to everyone, creating the illusion of a server hack. If true, that is actually quite clever. On one point, all security experts agree. After Roblox acquired a powerful anti-cheat system called Bifron in 2022, Cool Kid's old cheats simply cannot compete with it. They are completely obsolete. In any case, Cool Kid and his group were banned. After the ban, the main group splintered into several separate groups that still exist to this day. After the ban, Roblox essentially won. Cool Kid was supposed to become a footnote in history. At least, that is how it should have gone. A few years after the ban, one of Cool Kid's main splinter groups had a modest 2,500 members in 2021. But just 1 year later, that number jumped to 7,500 in 2022, a gain of 5,000 people. 2 years after that, the number hit 10,000, adding another 2,500 but over twice the time period. Something clearly happened during that earlier window that caused such a sharp spike of interest in such a short time. And here is what it was. In 2017, the game Meep City was disrupted by Tubers93. If you look at Google Trends, the service that tracks all Google searches, the most closely related search term to Cool Kid during that period was Tubers93 itself. That hack made people interested in Roblox cheaters in general, and through that, they discovered the infamous Cool Kid. And it was not the first time this happened. A second spike in February 2017 coincided with the peak of rumors and videos about John Doe, which also caused a wave of interest in hackers, and as a result, more searches about Cool Kid. Cool Kid gained another significant surge of new members in early 2025, adding 5,000 people in just 8 months. But what caused that spike? Forsaken is a fairly popular game right now, essentially Dead by Daylight, but built around classic Roblox characters and lore. And Cool Kid is one of those characters. Forsaken definitely pushed Cool Kid closer to full icon status. Not that he was unknown before, it just added another 5,000 in 8 months thanks to the game's release. Essentially, he has become so popular that there are now people who do not even know the basic truth of what he actually did. So to clear up all the myths once and for all, he was not a Roblox employee. He was not a hacking genius with some incredible intellect, and he had no secret grudge against David Baszucki. Cool Kid was probably just some young guy who wanted to cause a little chaos and pick up some friends along the way. But one thing I can say with certainty, his dream of spreading his crew across the entire site as an icon of Roblox chaos has finally come true. Cool Kid left behind a legacy that outlived himself. The little red figure with his cheats proved that to become a Roblox legend, you do not need to be a genius. You just need to be in the right place at the right time and have a boldness that anyone would envy. But if Cool Kid became an icon through his real actions, the next hacker on our list took a completely different path. He became a legend not because of what he did, but because of what he never did. Because sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we invent ourselves. Hey, why are you not subscribed yet? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really want to reach 40,000 subscribers, and only you can help me get there. Thank you so much. And hiding behind the third card is a hacker known as 1x1x1x1. He is widely considered the most famous and dangerous hacker in Roblox history. But what if I told you that this great villain never actually hacked anyone? This account was created by a Roblox administrator named Shedletsky back in 2007. Before everything went sideways, he was simply meant to be part of Roblox lore, a funny joke about some great villain lurking on the platform. But Roblox had no idea that in the future, he would actually become that villain. The first mention of him actually appeared before the account was even created. On October 24, 2007, an item called the Necrobloxicon was released for 1,111 tickets. Its description read, "And a great darkness came into this world, a being of pure hatred by the name of 1x1x1x1. From the fourth dimension, it despises Roblox for its three-dimensionality and has sworn to destroy it. One by one by one by one was sealed away by the being known as 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 at the dawn of time. But there are those who seek to set it free." According to Roblox lore, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 is the very first brick from which the entire game was built. Shedletsky continued spreading rumors that 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 was an evil exploiter who was taking over Roblox, hacking accounts, and causing all kinds of mayhem. But another Roblox administrator eventually debunked his rumors, confirming he was simply spreading them for fun and none of it was real. Until the rumors became reality. An unknown Roblox user began using exploits under the name 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. He would enter games and type things in chat like 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 is coming back and 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 is coming for you. He also made heads rain down from the sky in games, completely replaced entire maps, and used all kinds of exploits. Roblox eventually patched the issues and banned the account, and a new account was born. This new account was apparently used by multiple different people, and the password had leaked publicly. Many people knew the login credentials. Since Roblox was still a small platform at the time, every time someone got hacked or some exploit happened, people simply assumed it was 1 by 1 by 1 bun. The account was actually fairly inactive, but people thought it was him simply because he had such a notorious reputation as a hacker. From time to time, the account's avatar would just change, and every single time it happened, everyone thought he was returning to Roblox with revenge and was about to hack the entire game. The original appearance had green arms and legs with a completely black head. Then it changed to a red shirt with blue pants, then to a green shirt with a round head. But in reality, his appearance was changing because of Roblox glitches. Back in those days, there were many bugs with avatars, and sometimes an account's appearance would simply change on its own by accident. So no hacker was returning to take over Roblox. As Roblox grew, the 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 account began to fade into obscurity, and the lore around him seemed to die out. But then Roblox itself decided to bring him back. They released a toy of him in the second series of Roblox action figures, though he looked completely different from his original appearance, featuring a green domino crown, a transparent torso, and a strange face that does not even exist within the actual game. Then, during the Ready Player 2 event, 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 appeared again, but not to hack anyone. He was there to give out prizes instead. Roblox released a 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 themed kettle, along with a shirt and pants featuring a cool texture that makes it look like you are being hacked. At Bloxy Awards 2018, Roblox referenced him again. If you see a suspicious character by the name of 1x1x1x1, please report it to a staff member immediately. And in 2024, during the Classic event, he returned once more, this time as the main antagonist. In the final battle, players had to fight against him using a rocket launcher. After defeating him, players could purchase the Demon Shank, a sword based on 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 for 40,000 Robux. The account can still be found on Roblox today, even though it has been terminated. It now reads as banned and has a registration date of October 25, 2007. I do not think this is his final chapter. He will most likely return again at some point. 1x1x1x1 is a story about how a myth becomes reality. A character invented as a joke transformed into a genuine legend that Roblox now uses in its own official events. But if 1x1x1x1 was born from an administrator's imagination, the next hacker on our list was born from something far more real. From pain. from loneliness, from the cruelty of other players themselves. Because sometimes monsters are not invented, they are created. And hiding behind the fourth card is guest 666. He is one of the most mysterious and terrifying hackers in Roblox history. His name still sends chills down the spines of millions of players around the world. But very few people know that behind this sinister username lies a tragic story of loneliness, betrayal, and revenge. A story that changed Roblox forever. His story began like thousands of others. He was simply a guest, a boy without an account who entered the game hoping to find friends and have a good time. In those days, guest accounts still existed in Roblox, and our character was one of them. An unnamed player under the number 666. He believed in the best. He believed he could be friends with everyone. He believed that the appearance of your character did not matter, only what kind of person you were on the inside. But reality proved to be cruel. From the very first day, guest 666 was met with hatred. Players with registered accounts laughed at him and mocked him constantly. They called him pathetic, disgusting, worthless. They said guests had no place in Roblox at all. There was only one person, a girl named Applecake, who treated him like a human being. She stood up for him against the bullies and believed in him, but even her kindness could not stop the flood of hatred. One day during a simple ball game, Guest accidentally broke a window. He ran after the ball and stumbled into a group of players who viciously attacked him. He screamed for help. He cried and begged for mercy. But no one came. The cruelty and betrayal he experienced opened a door, and behind that door waited darkness. A certain entity offered him power, power capable of making everyone who had hurt him pay for what they had done. Guest 666 resisted for a long time. He wanted to believe in good. He wanted to change the world through kindness and friendship. But the world gave him no choice. He accepted the gift of darkness. In that moment, the guest everyone had known ceased to exist. In his place was born a hacker whose name would become synonymous with fear across Roblox. He gained abilities unavailable to ordinary players. The ability to infiltrate any server. The ability to hunt down those who had wronged him. The ability to appear exactly where he was least expected. From that moment, strange events began unfolding. Players reported a terrifying figure with empty eyes appearing on their servers without warning. Screens went dark, servers crashed, and those who had bullied guests began receiving mysterious messages. Guest had become the embodiment of fear, a hacker who could not be banned, a ghost who hunted bullies. But here is the question that has haunted many players. Who is the real monster in this story? The one who became darkness, or the ones whose cruelty created it? They say that somewhere deep inside guest 666, the kind and gentle guest still exists. The one who only wanted to make friends. His mind is trapped inside a body that has become a vessel for revenge. Will the day ever come when he returns to who he once was? No one knows. But one thing is certain, it all began with a simple wish to make everyone happy. With a young guest who believed in friendship. With a guest numbered 666. Think about it. The next time you see a newcomer in a game, how are you going to treat them? Now go watch my video about the 10 most terrifying and strangest Roblox accounts. Click fast before the video disappears.